Anthony writes, so my boss has got a 242 EX this week. Man, that thing rips. Never understood why Yamaha never publishes their horsepower on engines. I'll tell you why. I go to work for Personal Watercraft Illustrated in March. Was it March? No, it was May. May of 2007. And in May of 2007, I show up clueless. And they basically tell me, you got 2 weeks to make a magazine. I'm like, oh, crap, what am I doing? So I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And I throw out this article, and I realize, I'm like, everyone's got their horsepower numbers but Yamaha. And I start reaching out to the guys at Yamaha, and they will not answer my emails or phone calls about it. They're like, we don't talk about that. And I'm like, why is it so verboten? And they're like, we just don't talk about horsepower numbers. I said, okay. So I was kind of pissed off, and I'm at lunch, and the Paul, my boss, was like, what's up, dude? And I'm like, what's up with Yamaha and their horsepower numbers? And he starts laughing. He goes, you don't know? I go, no, I don't know. And he said, oh, Yamaha used to advertise their horsepower numbers all the time. I go, really? He goes, oh, yeah, all the time. And I said, well, what's the deal? And he said, in the early 2000s, Yamaha got into kind of a horsepower war with the four-stroke dirt bikes. And that was the big new thing, was a four-stroke dirt bike. And, you know, KTM and Cowie and all these guys are Suzuki and everyone, they're getting in this horsepower war. And Yamaha's like, all right, hell yeah. And they get on board with that. Well, I think it was like 2003 or 2004. God, I want to say 2002. Maybe it was 2002, 2003. Anyhow, a magazine, I don't know if it was like Cycle World or something like that, or Motorcyclist, or I can't remember what the magazine was, but the magazine says, hey, let's see if these dirt bikes really make the horsepower. And they put them on a dyno, or they pull the engines out. I can't remember how they registered the numbers. I don't know if it was rear wheel or if it was engine dyno numbers. But they get like the top 3 or top 4 dirt bikes, and they do real dyno numbers, real dyno cell dyno numbers. Really bitchin' article. They spent some money on this one. And Cowie was on the money. I think KTM was on the money. I think Husqvarna was on the money. But Yamaha was way off. And I can't tell you what the number was and what it actually was. I just don't know it. But I know that like the motorcycle guys were like, dude, Yamaha was lying through their teeth on this one. And they got caught. They got caught real bad. And all of a sudden, motorcyclists were pissed. And I mean, really pissed. To the point that there was a class action lawsuit filed and for false advertising. And apparently Yamaha got just raked over the coals over that one. And from that point on, Japan put the kibosh on horsepower numbers. Now, why is that? What is curious to me in regards to the horsepower number thing is if you go and look up the EXR, they'll tell you the horsepower numbers. If you look up the EXs, they'll tell you the horsepower numbers. With the TR1 engine, they'll tell you the horsepower numbers. So what gives? What's going on? I don't know. I really don't. Yamaha won't give me a straight answer. Riva doesn't know. No one's talking about it. All I know is, I mean, no mind you, it's 20 years ago. You know, it's 18 years ago. But that was the corporate policy, was don't you dare say a word about horsepower numbers. and it's because they were super lying about him. So on the dirt bikes, not even the jet skis, not even Watercraft, but they got burned with the 4-stroke dirt bikes. So that's the story. Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.